This video covers 6 random tasks that we have done just to check out a variety of our Python skills. So I'm going to go through each one at a time and make sure that we can get them done. So task 0, get name. And it says on here, task 0, get name, print name. For this task, you must create a program that will ask for a name using the prompt, enter name, print out hello name. So, and it does say comment your code up. So I'm going to write get user input. If you don't comment code, then it won't do you very good in the programming project, and it's bad practice not to comment your code. So here we need a suitable variable name, so name will do, equals, and we'll use an input statement to get user input, and we're going to use a prompt, enter name. So the input command does 2 things. It prints out a message inside the brackets, and it also gets information from the console and gives it to the variable that is mentioned on the left hand side of the equal sign. Next thing, we will print out the resultant message. So print result, and here I'm simply going to print open brackets, and then it's hello, and then I've got a space bar. Then I'm going to put the plus symbol, which means concatenate, which is adding 2 strings together, and then I'm going to type the variable name. I'm going to test that now. I'm going to type in a name there, and it says hello Craig, that's what I expected, and now I can click on submit, and it's passed that test. There's the code, nice and tidy with the comments. Task 1, get age when 18. So on this task, you must create a program that will ask for somebody's name, ask for their age, and then output a statement that tells them how many years they are from being 18. And it gives you an example there. So here, James, it says enter your age, 14, and it says James, in 14 years you will be 18. Okay, it's using integers, and it assumes that the person is under the age of 18. So straight away, get username. I'm going to use name equals, and this is a string, so I can just use input, enter name, then get user age, and here I'll call it age is equal to int, so as I can change it straight to an integer, because an input statement creates a string, and so we need to cast that into an integer. Cast means to change from one data type to another. And so I've got those values there, and now it says output a statement that tells the user how many years they are from 18. So here I'm just going to have a variable called years from, and that will be equal to 18 minus age. Okay, so if somebody said that they were 14 years old, like James in this example, then it would say 18 minus 14 is 4, and it works out for you. You don't have to have this separate variable, but it makes sense to do so. And here, calculate years from 18. A nice little comment there, just to make people understand why we actually wrote that line of code. And then print result, and here I can just do a print statement, and it will be name, and then the next thing is I've concatenated, and I need a comma there, in, and then here I need to have the number, and the number is an integer, So I need to change it to a string. Years from, and then another concatenation there, and then spacebar, years, you will be 18. Just going to open that up so I can see it properly. Name, concatenate, in, concatenate with a string there because it was an integer, concatenate, years, you will be 18. Next thing to do is to test that. I'm going to test it with the values that are in the example. So here, James, 14, James, in 4 years time you will be 18. And I can see there that I've got a space missing here. So I'll run it again. James, 14, and that's better. And that attention to detail is the thing that stops you from failing these automatic tests. Okay, now I'm going to submit that, and it passes. Task 2, basic maths. Now this task has got a little bit more to it, but it's not difficult. It does say there, watch your casting and formatting of the output. For this task, you must create a program that will ask for 2 numbers using these prompts. So I'm going to write there, get user values, get user data, and here I'm going to call it num1 is equal to int input. I'm going to cast it straight away because it's meant to be an integer. Enter first number, num2 is equal to int input enter second number. So I've got the numbers now, and what it wants is it wants something really tidy printed out like that, and you've got to have all the spaces the same as well. So here, so let's get this first one done. So I need to print string num1 concatenate with the minus symbol, and then concatenate with the string of num2 concatenate equals concatenate plus, and then I need the result, and I'm just going to type result there because I've decided I'm going to do my calculation here. So result is equal to the string of num1 minus num2. Okay, so I'm going to subtract num2 from num1, and I'm going to make it into a string. I've got to cast it somewhere. That is an integer, but this is a string, so that's done there. Okay, now I'm going to test that to see if it works. Enter the first number 10, second number 4, and I'm hoping it says 6. 10 minus 4 is 6. Excellent, so that works. Okay, now that that works, I can simply copy this out. Then add it 3 more times, and then just change the operators. So here, this one is addition, this one is multiplication, and this last one is integer division. Integer division is the way you did it in primary school. So 7 divided by 3 is 2. And then in primary school you used to say remainder 1. I'm going to run that now and see if that works. Enter the first number, and I'm going to do 20 and then 6, and then hopefully I've got exactly what it has here. 14, 26, 120 and 3. So that's right. 20 divided by 6 is 3, remainder 2, remember. Okay, and that is the code. We'll just make it a tiny bit bigger there. That's the code there. Here I would put in one more comment, calculations and printouts. Then I'll submit that, and that works. Task 3, strings. So this task asks you to have a prompt, enter first name, have another prompt, enter last name. And so if somebody says that their name is T Smith, then if somebody says that their name is Tommy Smith, then you print out T Smith. Okay, so get first name, we're just going to call it first is equal to input, enter first name, get last name, enter last name. And I'm going to do it like this, create out name. So out name is equal to the first letter of the first name, and so I would do that by doing that and putting a 0 in there, and then I would add spacebar, and then I would add last. And that should be okay there. Then here a comment, print result, print result, print your name is, and then out name. I'm going to run that, into first name, and I can see here I've got a little mistake there, so I'll correct that now. Enter first name, enter last name, and so that looks okay. And so I'll submit that, and it's passed the test. And so that's the code there for task 3, strings. Task 4, counting. So with this task, you create a program that will ask for a limit and step using the prompts, enter the limit, enter the step, and then if the user entered 8 and 2, the program should output 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. So here we're going to be using input statements to get 2 numbers, and we're going to print out the answer to that. So here, get user data. So I'm just going to have a limit is equal to int input, enter the limit. And you can see I've cast that to integer step is equal to int input. Enter the step. So we've got those, and now we're going to use a for loop to create the output, because a for loop will do all that stuff for us. For I in range, and then here we start at 0, and then we go to, and I'm going to put the limit in there just now, like that. Okay, and that's a for loop. So I'm just going to do that just now, and I'm just going to print out I. So here we're printing out the looping variable, which goes from 0 to limit. So here, if I run that, I've not finished the program yet, but I'm just doing some testing. It says enter the limit, and I'm going to type in 10. Enter the step, which I'm not using it at the moment. I'll put 2 in, and so here you can see it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. It goes to 9. It doesn't go to the limit. If somebody entered 8, they want it to get to 8. And that's because a for loop goes from 0 to the limit, but it never actually gets to that top number. So the start, it starts at 0, and the stop, it doesn't get to the stop. So here, what I need to do is add 1 to that. I could have added 1 to it up here, but just for clarity, I've just added it down here. I'm going to run that now to check that that's okay. Enter the limit. I'm going to type 8. I'll put the step in at 2, just as per the example on the right. And here you can see it goes 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 8, and that's fine. Now what I want it to do, like this, is I want it to go up in steps of 2. And a for loop can do that by using the step command here. And if I run that now, if I type 8 there and 2, then we can see that's worked correctly. I could test it with this other set of values here. Enter the limit, 20, step 5, and once again that's worked correctly. So now I've got the code there, and I can submit that, and that works fine. And that was task 4, counting. Okay, the last task for today is task 5, glue word. And this task asks you to get 5 words from the user in an efficient manner using the prompt enter word, and it will glue all those words together to create a new string which we will print out. I usually do this by creating a new empty string. So I'll call this new word, new underscore word. Of course, you cannot have a space in a string or a variable name. And next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to loop 5 times. And if you didn't loop 5 times, then you haven't done this efficiently. So for A in range 0 to 5, and then I'll get a word from the user, input, enter word, and then after that I will concatenate it onto the new word, and you can see the operator that I've used for that is plus equals, and then I will output the results. And that's the program. I'm going to run that and test it. And there I've typed in 5 strings, and it's printed out a string, a new string, which is those 5 strings concatenated together. There's the code. If I submit that, it's passed that test, and that's the end of this video. Hope that was really helpful.